All right, we're going to start on level 22. I can't remember if we left off with level 22 or level 23 last time. So we're just going to start at level 22 and work our way from there. So you can get the password for level 22 off of the blackgirlshack.org website / Friday Night Labs, and it's 21 to 34 updated. All right, so we're starting on level 22, which is on page, why are there no page numbers, huh? All right, looks like page 4, bottom of page 4, top of page 5. So level 22 says, a program is running automatically at regular intervals from cron. The time-based job scheduler. Look in the etc cron.d file for the configuration to see what command is being executed. Okay, so we are at the login for screen for level 22. Let me just ask first, anyone that is following along, that's going to be playing along, are you ready to go? Do you have your putty up and running?
I'm ready.
Okay. MFA.
I just got to install putty.
Okay. So, all right. Kiana.
Okay, there. Okay. Almost. I got my putty pulled up. I'm about to try to log on.
All right. Sounds good. Lawanda.
I need to get to the on the website, the password for the lab.
Oh, it's let me put it into the chat window.
All right, thank you.
That's the password. So if you are new, and I just saw someone say that they are new, you can go to blackgirlshack.org / Friday Night Labs. The password I just put into the chat window, that will get you to here. So we're currently working on level 22, which is in this 21 to 34 updated document here. So you can download that document in order to follow along where we're at. So we're doing the Over the Wire Bandit series. So if you've never done this before, when you go to overthewire.org, you just click Bandit. And then on the left-hand side, it tells you what level. So we're going from level 22 to level 23 is where we're starting. I think we actually did 22 last week. I think 23 was the one we left off at, but we'll start from 22 just to pick up so that everybody's on the same page. So, and then the password for level 23, which is one we're starting at, is in the title. So for each, in this document, each level tells you what the password is and then what the hint is. Okay, so you can actually kind of work from the table of contents if you want to, but within the actual document itself is the step-by-step instructions. So we're on at the bottom of page 4, top of page 5, which is Bandit level 22. So the instructions for level 22 have said that we need to look into the Etsy cron file. So we're going to switch directories. CD is change directory, and we're going to etc/cron.d. Okay, so that's where we're going to get started at. So if you have already done so, if you want to go to blackgirls.hack.org and /Friday Night Labs and get the lab write-up. It's the very last one on the page. The password I'm putting into the chat window because I don't think it shows up for people who come in later. Let's see. That's the password to get into the Fright Labs folder on the website. And then you just want to get this last document. So we are starting off at level 22, and you don't have to have done the previous levels in order to be able to do this. So, all right, so we're going to start here, and we're going to change directory into the Etsy cron folder. But just in case you are like super new, we are doing this in PuTTY. So I would suggest that you put your PuTTY terminal into the, pin it to the taskbar, and you can say PuTTY. And then when you do it, the information to log on to the Bandit server is here. It's the level that you're at. So at this point in time, we're at Bandit level 23. And then it's going to be at bandit.labs.overthewire.org. And the port, as it says here, is 2220. So we're going in over SSH, secure SSH. And then I would save that here. You can just call it Over the Wire Bandit, so that when you come in for subsequent levels, that you're able to, get it in a little bit quicker. You don't have to keep coming back and typing this in. So then you just say open, and then in a PuTTY terminal, you can just right-click the password, and the password for level 23 is in the document. Oh, I'm sorry, we're starting at level 22. So the password is at the bottom of page 4. So just make sure, I would open up a notepad on the right-hand side here or somewhere on your screen so that you can copy and paste and make sure there's no spaces when you grab this from here. All right, so we're going to change directory into the Etsy cron.d folder and ls. So we see in here that there are cron jobs for various levels. The one that we're going to care about is the one for the level we're trying to get to. We are currently at level 22, so we want to see the cron job for level 23. So to do that, we're going to use cat, which is the concatenate, and it shows you the contents of the file. So we can say cat, and then you can just type in CR and then press tab, and then it'll take you up to where it feels like it's not sure what you want. So in this case, we want level 23. So when we do that, it shows us that the cron job that's running for this, for the next level is in user bin cron job bandit 23.shell. Okay, so this is a shell file that's running in the user bin folder. Okay, so the next thing it says in the directions is that you want to see what the command that is being executed. So the command that's being executed is just looking at this. So we're going to say cat /user/bin, which is the directory that it says right here, /cron job. And again, you can just start typing CR and then press tab. And then it'll take it, it's not sure, so I need to type more letters. And then we're looking at level 23 dot sh. Okay. So when we look at this, what it does is it says, hey, I want you to type echo I am user. In this case, we're Bandit 23. I'm sorry, Bandit 22. And then it wants you to get the MD sum of that and do some other things to it. Okay. So we're going to do those tasks. And then if you can't see my screen because it's too small, there's also a screenshot here and directions in on page 5. Okay. So we're going to type in this in number 6. We're just going to copy and paste that command and put it into our terminal. So what this is going to do is it's going to give us the MD5 sum for the IM user 23. And you can just right click and copy that. And we're going to put it into the file. Let's see. All right. So when it does that, it gives us this 8CA. So we're going to cat into that. So we're going to go say cat /temp /8CA, and you can just copy that. And I have extra letters. You just right click to paste in a PuTTY terminal. The link for the PDF is blackgirlshack.org/Friday Night Labs, and the password is in the chat window. Let me know if you can't see it. All right, so I'm going to get rid of the extra letters I just pasted in here. And when I when I cat the temp directory, it gives me the password for level 23. So you can just highlight this and put it into your notepad, because we're going to use this to get into the next level. Okay, so there's no special instructions about getting into the next level, so we can just exit out of here, which is level 22. So we're going to say exit. It makes it go away. So you want to click on your PuTTY terminal again, and then we're going to start with level 23. So click on your over the wire Bandit, which is saved, and say load, and you want to change this to level 23, and then say open. And then you should just be able to single right click into the password field. It's not going to show that it moved. It's not going to show that you've entered anything. Just a single right click and then press enter. So if it says password denied, it might be that you typed in there or you clicked in there, or it's just copy this, Control-C, copy it, and then single right click onto the command line. And see, it's just pasted in there. So even though you can't see the cursor move for the password, it's going in there, okay? So are you guys at level 23 now? You got me talking to myself again? Okay, Christian's good. MFO's good. Anyone else? Okay, Kiana. All right, I think that gives us about half. So I will move on to the next level. The instructions are in the document. So, and if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask them, and I will help you as much as I can. All right, so we're on level 23. So level 23 says, a program is running automatically at regular intervals from cron, the time-based job scheduler. Look in the same folder we looked at for the last level for the configuration and see what command is being scheduled. Note, this level requires you to create your own first shell script, yay. This is a very big step. You should be proud of yourself. Keep in mind that your shell script is removed once it's executed, so you may want to keep a copy around. Okay, so we're going to follow this. And I want you guys to know, like, no joke, I stared at this level yesterday for like probably close to an hour because my mind was just not functioning correctly. All right, so we're going to change directory into the etc.cron folder, cron.b, and we're going to say ls. So again, we are at level 23. The level that we're interested in is level 24. So we want to say cat cron job and then put in 24 so we can see what's in this folder. So it tells us that the shell script that we're looking for is in the user bin cron job folder for level 24. So we're going to display that using the cat command. So we'll say cat/user, and I'm just selecting just in the same information that they just gave us here. Okay, so I didn't make any of this stuff up yet. So cron job underscore bandit 24.sh. No such file or directory. That's because I cannot spell. All right. So when we take a look at this, it says, who am I? It is executing and deleting all scripts in the var spool my name folder. So at this point in time, we are at level 23. So my name is going to end up being Bandit 23. Okay. So we're going to end up putting our script into the var spool Bandit 23 folder so that we can get it to execute. Okay, because we don't have permissions there. All right, so we are here. We're going to ls. Oh, I think we already did ls. We displayed the file. Okay, so we're going to say, oh, it says, you know, executing and deleting all scripts in that folder. So this says it's executing the files. So we're going to put a file in that folder after we have created it. Okay, so we want to make it direct. So we're all operating in the same space. So you don't want to use the same directory folder as me because then it'll overwrite. So you want to make your own folder. So I'm going to call my folder like temp Tanisha, and you can call yours temp, you know, whoever you are. So you're going to say make directory, which says make a new directory, mkdir, and then we're going to put it in the temp folder because that's where we have the ability to write to. And you're going to call it, you know, in my case, I'm going to call it temp Tanisha. Okay, so create your folder, and then you want to change directory and go to the /temp temp Tanisha directory. So again, you don't want to go to the temp Tanisha directory because we're going to be operating in the same space. So you want to go to whatever you want to call your folder. Okay. So once you're in here, you can say ls, but we just made the folder, so there's nothing in here. Okay. So what we're going to do now that we're in our folder is we're going to change the permissions of the folder. We want to make everything fully executable. So to do that, we're going to use the chmod command. So that's chmod and then 77. So 777 gives you full read, write, and execute privileges for all users and groups and others. So you're going to say chmod 777 and then say /temp and / my folder is called temp Tanisha. Yours should be called something else. All right, so after we do that, we're going to create a new file. So I'm going to call my file index. You can call your file index if you want to. So to new file, you're going to say touch. Touch says, hey, make a new file, index.sh. Okay, so you can call your file anything you want. You just need to make sure that you remember what it is that you called it. Okay. So when we do that, that creates the file. So if we say ls, which is the list of structure, it shows us that there is a index.sh file in this folder. But you can see that because of the fact that it's white as opposed to some other color, probably red, that it doesn't have the right permissions to be able to be executable. Because when you have a file that's executable, it shows up as red or green depending on where you're operating at. So what we want to do is we want to change the permissions for this also. So we're going to do that with chmod. So chmod 777, and then index. So you just start typing index and then tab it out. Press the tab key, and it'll finish your thought view. And then press enter. Okay, so now if you ls, it should show us our file, but you can see it's green now to show that it is executable. Okay, so we're going to do one other thing. We're going to make another folder called Bandit24 password, because this is where our script is going to put the password into. So you can call it the same thing because you're in, of course, in a different folder than me. So we're going to say touch to create the new folder and say Bandit24 password. And then if we ls, we should see two things in that folder at that point, Bandit24 password, and then also our executable shell script that we just created. Okay, so we're going to open up our shell script. So we're going to use vi. So vi and then say index, you can tab it out and press enter. That takes us into a terminal. So this is like Linux's version of like kind of like a notepad. It's an editor. So in order to be able to add text to your editor, you need to press the I, which is insert. So if you notice at the bottom of the screen, when you press I, it shows you that it's an insert mode at the bottom. Okay. So when you do that, we're going to put in there the executable that's in page, number 14. So we're going to just copy that and click in there. And again, you could just single right click to paste into the terminal and press enter, and it'll automatically number it for you. And then we want to get this other line. Okay, so a couple of notes about this next line. This line says, hey, I want you to display the password for the current level that we're looking at, but I want you to put it into the folder that we just created. So now my folder is called Tanisha, so I'm going to change that. You should change yours to whatever you called your folder. Everything else is going to be the same. Okay. So once you have updated the command, so the command says, hey, copy the Bandit level 24 password into the temp Tanisha folder, and we want to say / Bandit 24 password. Okay. So once you have this saved, once you have this entered, you're going to press the escape key, and at the bottom, it'll kind of go blank, and then you want to say :WQ. So :WQ says, hey, I want you to save it and then quit. Okay, so when you do that, you should be back at the terminal. Okay, so if we say cat index.sh now, you should see those two lines that we put in there, which is the line that says, hey, this is a bash executable script. That's what that pound exclamation point means. And then the second part, which is the file, the command that we asked it to do. Okay. So now we're going to move this file into the folder that executes. So we were told at the beginning of the exercise that if we put the file in that var spool folder, that it runs every minute. Okay. So we're going to copy our file. So in this case, you can say copy index or whatever you called it, .sh, and then you say a space and say /var/spool/ Bandit24. So what this is going to do after you copy it, it's going to copy the password after it runs in a minute into the Bandit24 password, so that when we say cat Bandit24, there should be a password in there. So right now it's empty. So in about a minute, hopefully the file that we just put in there should execute, and it should put a password into our folder for us because we put it into the command. All right, so I feel like that should have been a minute. Let's see. Nope. It is still empty. So let me see, LS, let me make sure that I did cat index this correctly. So it says cat, the E2C bandit password, bandit to level 24 into the temp Tanisha, that's right, and then bandit 24 password. All right, let me try this again. Did this work for anyone?
It is empty for me too.
Oh, you know what? Let me see. I think I took notes. Bar spool bandit. Oh, you know what? I think we need to put this into the bandit 23 folder.
Oh,
wait, let me see.
Okay.
Let me see my notes. No, it says cat FC bandit and temp T bandit 24 password. Copy index that into bar spool bandit 24. Wait a minute. Oh, and it says that once it gave us a message that said something about once we created it, once it was executed, it went away. Let's see, create your shell script. Keep in mind that your shell script is removed once executed, so you may want to keep a copy around. All right. And the folder said, deleting all scripts in bar spool. And we changed the permissions. Oh, you know what? We need to change the permissions of the Bandit 24 file. So say chmod 777 so that we can give it permission to write to the Bandit 24 file. Maybe that's what I forgot. And then I want to copy the folder, copy the file back over to that folder. And then, wait a minute.
Okay.
Yes.
Are we both copying to the same Bandit 24, to the where spool Bandit 24? Because actually, I'm copying my index.sh file to the same folder. You're also doing the same thing.
Oh, so we should probably have different
spool. After spool, probably we should have our own folder, probably.
Yeah. So let's see, cat bandit 24. Still says 0. Okay, so mine just showed up. So after you change the permissions, so I will wait for all of you to be able to execute this because once you run it once, it deletes. So if you say cat bandit 24 password, you should see it once you execute that file. So just make sure you change the permissions of the bandit 24 password file. So say mod to make it chmod 777 to make it fully executable. so that the spool file can write to that folder. And then it gives us the next level password.
Yes, got it.
Okay. What about the rest of you folks? Do you want to put a hand up if you are either following along and not doing this, or if you're ready to move on to the next level?
Where did you put the chmod 777?
So I'm in the temp/temp Tanisha folder. So you just type on the command line there, so chmod and then 777, and then you want to make sure that you do the same thing for both the Bandit 24 password and the index. So you'll know that you were successful if they're both green.
Oh, okay. So you don't put it in the
index.sh file.
Oh yeah, so you put that in that at the last one.
Yeah, so in the command line. So
Okay.
what we did was we created the index.sh file with those 2 lines, and then we changed we created the folder. So mine's called Temp Tanisha, yours might be called something else. And then you're going to change the permissions of the folder so that other people can write to it. Then you want to create the Bandit 24 password file, and then change the permissions of that file, which I forgot. But that's in level step number 11. And then you open up the index.sh file and edit it to add the 2 lines, which are on number 14 and 15 in the instructions.
Yeah.
And then you're going to save, exit out and save that. And then you're going to move that index file into the var spool Bandit 24. So like Krishna pointed out, we're all operating in the same var spool Bandit. So once it runs, it's going to write it to whoever copied it over there. Okay. So you should now be able to send, but I think next time we need to make sure that we're all using different different file names instead of all of us using in.sh.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So were you able to get the password, or are you still working on it? Okay. All right. So so that's it for level 23. So copy the password and put it into your folder. I'm sorry, onto your notepad. So this is the password we're going to use for level 24. Okay. So you can exit out of there and say OK, and then hit the PuTTY terminal again and say over the wire Bandit and load. And we are now looking for level 24. So you're going to change that to level 24. Okay. And then say open. You're very welcome. All right, so just right click into the PuTTY window and then say enter. And when you do that, that should let you into level 24. Okay, so for level 24, it says, a daemon is running, is listening on port 30,002, and we will give you the password for Bandit level 25 if given the password for level 24 and a secret numeric 4-digit PIN code. There's no way to retrieve the PIN code except by going through all 10,000 combinations. So this is called brute forcing. Okay, so now that we're in here, we're going to go and create a script that's going to send the 10,000 entries in there, and then it's going to put our answers into an output file, and then we're going to see the password in there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a temp directory in the temp folder again. So this is level 24. So I'm going to name mine Temp Tanisha, and you can name yours whatever you want, but not Temp Tanisha. Okay, so you're going to say mkdir and /tmp folder. That's the same for everyone. And then your folder. So I'm going to call mine Temp Tanisha. Oh, it already exists. So I'm going to call this one Temp Tanisha 24. Okay. So after you do that, we're going to change directory into that temp folder. So temp /temp Tanisha 24. And now it says we're going to make a shell script. Okay. So we're going to say touch, and I'm going to call my shell script Tanisha.sh. You can call yours whatever you want, but not Tanisha.sh. And then we're going to say vi, and then Tanisha, whatever your shell script is, to open it up. And we're going to add the 4 lines that are in the script. I press the I button to insert. So as always, the first line of a bash script is /bin bash. So we'll copy that into here. And then we're going to say for 0 to 9999 do. So what this script is basically doing is saying, hey, for all 10,000 of those from 0 to 9,999, we want to submit the password for this level into a file that's going to be called combinations.txt. So you're in a different file than me. Excuse me. So hopefully you can just name yours combination.txt. So just in case, I'm going to put a T behind mine. You can put whatever you want behind yours just to make sure. And then our last line is just going to be the word done. Okay. So after you do that, you can say escape :WQ, which is how we save and quit. And you should be back at your command line. All right, so then we're going to say cat our file. So I'm just going to say cat Tanisha.sh, and it's going to show me my script that says, hey, echo the password for every level along with the number. So it starts with 0000 and goes to 9999, and it's going to put the result into a combination t.txt file in my Temp Tanisha folder, my Temp Tanisha 24 folder. Okay, so now that you have that in there, we want to say cat combinations.txt. So mine's called combinations t.txt. So I'm going to put combinations t.txt. And then we're going to do a pipe and say, hey, I want to set up a netcat listener for localhost on port 30,002. So what that's going to do is it's going to send all of the different combinations that are run into the localhost, and it's going to put all the answers into our file. So when you do that, it says, I'm the pin code checker for Bandit 25. Please enter a password for user Bandit, the secret pin code on a single line separated by a space. Oh, you know what? I think we need to, before we do that, change the permissions of the file. So chmod 777 of the file, and then do the combinations to see if that works. I don't see it running.
It worked fine for me. Let me see.
Did it?
So you did, change mod 777 to your shell file, right? Then you have to execute the shell file.
Let's see. Cat.
Okay, just execute the shell file now.
You said look at the which file?
No, run your shell file. Run it. Run the shell file. /Tanisha.sh.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yep, it is done. So now you check your file.
Oh, now I can just, okay.
Now cat combinations, yeah. Here we go.
Okay. So it, as you can see, it tried all of the combinations, and one of these cat combination wants the, so it should have given us the password in here somewhere.
It is coming with all different passwords, but again, we are supposed to look for a specific one. So that's when we use cat combinations, the one which you had earlier. So that's, yeah.
The first one, this says.
Yes, this one. Perfect. Okay.
Okay, there we go. So when it gets the correct one, it should tell us the password. So there we go. So then now we have the password for level 25. So copy that and put that into your notepad. And then we're going to log out of this level. So you can just say exit and then launch your PuTTY terminal again and say load 28. So we're going to level 25, I think now. So say open, and then you're going to right click your password in there. All right, so for level 25, it says, all right, logging into level 26 from Bandit 5 should be fairly easy. The shell for user Bandit 26 is not bin/bash, but something else. Find out what it is, how it works, and how to break out of it. Okay, so we're on level 25. All right, so, all right, so we're going to say ls. So in here, we see the Bandit key for level SSH key for 26. So you guys can probably remember from some of the previous levels that if you have the SSH key, that's as good as the password, so you can log in. Okay, so this level is very unique and interesting because in order for us to be able to get it to work, we have to use the more command. So in order to get more to automatically kick in, and let's see, we've got the key. So let me actually just show you what happens when we log in. So we're going to say SSH-I. We're going to say Bandit 26 key, and we're logging into Bandit 26 at localhost. All right, so we can say yes, and it will immediately log in and then log us out. So connection to localhost closed, and we are back at level 25. Okay. So we know that the information is stored in etc password, okay? So we can use the cat command to locate the password. So we can say cat/etc/password, and then we're going to pipe that and say grep bandit 26. So when we do that, what it's going to tell us is that it's not, in fact, in the Bandit, in the user bin folder, like the hint suggested to us. It is actually in the user bin show text folder. Okay, so this is actually a and not a text. So we're going to say cat/user/bin/show text, and it tells us that more will allow us to be able to execute a text.txt file, okay? So in order to get, this is to invoke the more command, okay? So in order to do that, we are going to have to minimize our window. So when I say minimize, I mean like make it tiny. And we're going to up arrow to the SSH that we used to log in a couple minutes ago and say enter. So you're going to type in yes. And when you do that, because of the fact that the window is so tiny, it automatically kicks in more, okay? So what more does is it shows you the piece of the screen that fits into the size window that you have. And then if you press enter, it'll show you some more of that window in the window that you have, okay? So what the file told us is that we can use the more to be able to access a file, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to say, we see the file past the file, we need to gain access. The only way to do this is promote the more, resize the terminal, type this, and then we're going to type V, the letter V. And what that does is it takes us into the file, okay? So when we do that, we're going to say colon, and then we're going to say the letter E, and then paste the step from step 8. So you're going to say /etc/bandit path. And what this is going to do is using the permissions that level 26 has, it's going to show us the contents of something that we should not have access to because of this secret code that allows us to exploit more. Okay, so we're going to say etc bandit path bandit 26. And when we do that, it shows us in the little window the password for the next level. Okay, so I don't want you to close your window or do anything. Just make a note of that next password because we are going to use this for more. Okay, so you should have the password now for it's displayed in the screen. So are you guys with me? Emma is ready. Kiana's ready. Krishna, are you still working on it?
Yeah. So the VI text editor came up. So oh, okay. So in the editor, I'm supposed to copy this one, right? Okay, got it.
Yeah, you put say colon, and then it should start typing in the bottom of the window here. It should type the ESC bandit. You should type this in there and press enter. And when you do that, it puts the password into the text file using the permissions that it's stealing for more. So you would see that if you did this exercise with your terminal window the size that it's supposed to be, that it wouldn't work.
Yep, got it.
Okay. All right. So do not close this window. Do not make it bigger. Do not pass go. So this tip in red, it says, hey, please keep text editor open. You need it for Bandit 27. All right. So the goal of this level is to hurry and grab the password for Bandit 27. Okay. So you're going to have to do this relatively quickly is what this is saying. You should still be in Bandit 26 shell, which is what we're at here, which is how we were able to display the password. Okay, so if you remain in the Vim editor, then go to number 3. If you resized your terminal, like in Bandit 26, then you have to do the stuff in order to get the shell to come back up, all right? So still in this window here, what we're going to say is we're going to say colon, and then we're going to say set shell, and then quote, question mark, and press enter. So it tells us that we're using the shell for user bin show text, which is what we saw when we looked at that file that we had, but it's not the shell that we want to use. We actually want to use the bash, bin bash, to get full privileges. So we're going to say colon again, and we're going to say set shell equals, and then / bin / bash. Okay. So when you do that, and then you press enter, it takes you back up to the top there and acts like it's not doing anything. Okay. So then we're going to say colon one more time and say set shell, and you should actually spell set correctly, set shell question mark, and press enter. and then it takes us back to the top and it tells us that we're in the shell for bin bash. Okay, so now that we're in here, we need to see the contents of the shell, of the script, bandit whatever. So we're going to say, see, and if you try to type in the file, you get this error message. You're going to have to press enter in order till you get to the end of it. Don't be me. All right, so we're going to say colon. Oh, wait, once you get out. So we're going to say colon, escape, colon, set shell and question mark just to make sure we're still in there. We are, so we're going to say escape, colon, and we're going to try to execute bandit 27. We need to see the contents of the shell script / bandit 27 - DO. Pattern not found. Oh, you know what? I think I need to say colon shell. All right, so it took us to bandit 26. So do you guys see how that just changed there? So that's the command that I'm missing is type in shell. So here you said set shell question mark, and then you say colon again, and you just type in shell, and then it takes you to the shell for level 26. So that was weird, but are you guys there looking at the shell for 26? All right, so let's see. I don't see any hands. Is anyone not where I'm at?
I'm still working.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. Thank you, my dear. All right. All right, so Latranda, we are about to be on level 27, so you can get started there. We are just finishing up level 26.
Okay.
So if you, Krishna or anyone else who may not want to say anything, if you mess up and are not able to get the shell, like, and you like somehow manage to exit out, you're gonna have to go back from level, I think it's level 25 and then go from there. I think that's what happened.
Oh, okay.
So this is where we were at level 20, I think level 25, and then you'd have to go from log into level 25 and then do this stuff in order to get the stuff for 20. And then you have to make the window very little, because if it's not little, then it's not going to use the more. All right, while we were waiting, I will read level 27 because we're about to get the password for level 27. So I'll tell you what this is saying. So this is saying there's a Git repository at this specific location. The password for the Bandit level Git is the same as for the user Bandit 27. So clone the repository and find the password for the next level. So that's what we're going to do in a minute. We're going to SSH in and clone the Git file so that we can figure out the password for the next level. So for those of you who are at level 26 right here at this shelf window, what we're going to do is say ls, and then we see that there are two files in here. There's a bandit27-do file, which is highlighted in red because it is executable, and we have a text.txt file. Okay, so what we're going to do is say /bandit27-do, and then we're going to say, as the level 27 responsibilities that this file is about to give us access to, we want to display the etc bandit underscore pass /bandit27 file. And when we do that, it gives us the password for level 27. So Krishna, if you want to just take the password for level 27, and then we can, or if you want to show me where you're at, you can, I think you can share your screen. But if you don't want to share your screen, then we can set up a time so I can show you how to do level 26 later, and we'll just go to level 27.
Yeah, we can move to level 27. I don't want you to.
Okay. All right, so we're going to copy the password from here, and it is also here if you just jumped in. And then you want to put that password into your trusty notepad folder because we're about to use it. And you can actually close this very tiny window and start a new window for level 27. So we're going to say over the wire bandit load, and we're going to change this from 27 to, 28, 27, or whatever yours is, change it to 27. And it'll bring you back a normalized one, and you're going to right click in here to put your password in, and then it should let you into level 27. So we have to clone a Git repository. So you guys will probably remember that we can't actually write to our home, our working directory here, which is the home bandit 27 folder. So we have to do it in the temp folder. So we're going to make a folder into the temp folder. So we're going to say mkdir / temp. And again, we're all working in the same areas. So I'm going to say temp Tanisha 27. So I'll know that this is my folder for 27. And you guys can actually display what's in there. So if it tells you that a folder's in there, it's probably because you already made one. Okay, so you just need to change the name. So I've made my folder. So I'm going to change directory and go into my temp folder where I have the ability to read and write. And you ls, but we just created this so we know there's nothing in here. But I always ls, it's a problem. All right, so make a temp folder and then close the Git directory into the folder. So we're going to type git clone, and we're going to say ssh colon, and this is the text that they gave us in the hint. So bandit 27 - git at localhost /home /bandit 27 -git /repo. Now, make sure that you type that correctly, because if you do not, then this will not work. So don't be me. So when we do that, it says, hey, are you sure? So we're going to say yes. And then when we do that, it wants to know what our password is. So it is the same as bandit 27, which should still be in your right click. So you're going to right click in there and press enter. And then it lets us in to the Git repository. I'm sorry, it lets you into level, we're already in onto level 27. It should give us the repo file. So if we say ls now, there is not a repo file. Fatal home, I did type something wrong, didn't I? All right, git clone SSH colon bandit 27 -git at localhost /home /bandit 27 -git /repo. Yes.
I used the same thing. I'm also getting the same issue.
The same error. Failed to add the host to a list of known hosts. SSH. This is over wire server. The authenticity of the local host can't be established. Could not create the folder home bandit 27 SSH. Oh, okay. So you know what? Let us Fatal could not read from the repository. So let us say chmod 777 /temp /your folder. So mine is actually called temp Tanisha 27 to make sure that it has permissions to write to it. Let's try that again. Yes. So I'm going to right click Fatal. Make sure you have the correct access rights. Does not appear to be a Git repository. All right, let me make sure I wrote this down correctly.
Bandit 27 -git /repo.
All right, so when I did it before, let's see, git clone. Oh wait, did I say git clone? Git clone SSH colon bandit 27 -git at localhost /home bandit 27
-git /repo. That's what we have.
Do you guys see what I did wrong?
Get repo space.
It's GET as opposed to GIT.
Oh. Git.
All right, so now you should see a repo folder,
Got it.
which we can change directory into. And there's a README file, so I'm going to cat it to display the text. And it says, hey, the password is this. And I even wrote in here -GET. So I'm consistently wrong. All right. So we have the password to level 28 now. So let me see if there's any special directions. Nope. So we can just exit and then on to level 28. And you should probably click PuTTY and not VirtualBox. All right, so we are logging into level 28 and we have the password in our right click now, hopefully. So it should let us in. All right, so level 28 says, we're getting closer. There's a Git repository at SSH. The password for it is the same as the user. Clone the repository and find the passage to the next level. So that basically says to me, do the exact same thing you just did. All right, so we're going to make a new folder. So I'm going to say make directory in the temp folder. And I'm going to call this one 28. I'm going to go there. And then once I get there, I just going to ls, even though I know there's nothing there. And then we're going to, do the clone. And of course, I did not include the command for the clone because this was done at 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, so we're going to say GIT clone, don't be me, SSH colon bandit, in this case, it's level 28 at -git GIT again at localhost /home /bandit 27 -git. I'm sorry, bandit 28 -git /repo. And they were going to say yes. And if all is right with the world, you should put your password in, and then it should say that it's done. So hopefully all is right with the world. So we're going to ls, and now we see there's a repo folder in here. And we're going to change directory into the repo folder. Ls, there's a README file. We're going to display it. And
It has both username and password. Oh,
it has the username, but no password. Why is there no password?
that's what we have in your PDF file, password.
It says use the command git log. Oh, wait. Git log, git show. Okay.
Git log, git show. Okay.
Yeah, so that's GIT-LOG. And then GIT-L. Oh, wait, no. Show is the second one. Show log? Oh, git show.
Git show. Yep. Here we go.
And then it gives us the actual password, which should be the same as what's in level 29. Okay. I tell Lachanta all the time, like, nighttime me cannot be trusted. She is unreliable. I'm just waiting for my husband to text me and say, did you get the steps wrong again? All right. So we have the password for level 29. So I don't see any special notes, so we can get out of here. So say exit. And we're going to go in at level 29 instead of 28. And say open, and your password should be in your right click still. All right, so level 29. We're getting closer, guys. All right, there's a Git repository at a same location. The password is the same. All right, so this says do the same thing you did on the last level. So let's see if the instructions have the command. They do not. All right, so we're going to go back and get the command from level 27, and we're going to write GIT and not GET. So, oh, before we do that, we need to make a temp directory. So mkdir /temp /temp Tanisha, and this is level 29. And then we want to change there. And temp /temp Tanisha 29. And then ls, even though we know no one's home. And then we're going to say git git clone ssh bandit 29 -git at localhost /home /bandit 29 -git /repo. And if this does not work, then we need to change the modification, change the permissions for the folder. So we're going to say chmod 777 /temp /temp Tanisha 29, as we learned from our mistakes. And up twice. Please make sure you have the correct no address associated with the host name. Let's see where I screwed up. You guys didn't see that. No address still. git clone ssh. Let's see what I did. Colon bang forward slash. Yes. Am I right? You want the password? It should be in the right click. Yay. All right. So now that we are back to, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to copy this in case we need this same thing for level 30. So I will not keep being me. All right. So level 29 we are at. Let's see the specifics for this guy. Change directory into repo. So cat the readme. And it says no password in production. All right, so then we're going to say git branch -a. And then it says use the git checkout command, which of course I did that right. All right, git checkout dev. You'll notice that these instructions are a lot better than my normal instructions. It's because one of the volunteers actually did these for me, and it was my job to verify. 2 o'clock me cannot be trusted. All right. So
there is a space between checkout there. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, thank you. Do you see what happens when you're not with me, Krishna? All right, branch setup. So we did that, so we can say ls, and we can say cat readme, and now we have a password. Yay! All right, so copy that and put it into your trusty notepad. And then let's see if there's any notes for 31. Nope, so we can exit. And then we're going to log into level 30. All right, so we're in level 30. So let's see what level 30 is talking about. All right. There's a Git repository at the same place, password's the same. So I'm going to make a directory in the temp folder. And just to switch things up, I'm going to say, then change directory into the temp folder. So I think that I'm fancy. We'll see if this actually works. Maybe not. All right. Make directory. Why can't you make this directory? Temp. Oh, it may have worked if I would have actually typed, this says TMP and not TEMP. So /TMP/temp Tanisha 30. I'm going to be fancy next time. All right, so now that we're here, let's learn from our lessons and change the permissions of the folder. All right, and then ls, even though we know nobody is home. All right, so make a temp folder, clone the Git directory into the folder, provide Bandit 30s. Oh, okay, so we need to use this thing that we copied, but instead of level 29, we're going to say level 30 in the 2 different locations. And it should be correct this time because I had the foresight to copy it 4 levels late. All right, so yes, and my password should be in the right click. Maybe my password's not in the right click, is it? Oh, no, it's not. All right, so we're going to ls, change directory into the repo. And if your password's not in the right click, it's because you copied the git command also. So you need to go get the password again. Do you guys see this little mwahaha here?
Yeah.
So amused by me.
Yeah.
All right, so read cat the, we're going to ls and cat the readme file. Just, okay. That's cute. Just an empty file, mwahaha. All right, so use the command git log. So git log, not much there. Then use git show, not much there. Then say git tag. Ooh, there's a secret. So git show secret, and it tells us the password for level 31. And if you were doing this by yourself without a 2 a.m. Tanisha or our wonderful volunteer, you would just have to go and search Git to figure out, you know, what the commands that you need to figure out. So God bless her. All right, so we have level 31, and we don't need to save this, so we can exit. And then we should be able to log into level 31 with our right click. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, there it is. All right. So level 31 says, there's a Git repository, blah. All right, so we will do the same thing that we did. So I'm going to try to be fancy again. Make directory, Tanisha /temp /temp Tanisha 31. And I'm going to try to do at the same time, change directory into temp Tanisha 31. See if that works. Again, CD. And we're going to change the permissions. 77 for temp Tanisha 31. And all right, we're going to ls even though we know nothing is there. And then it wants us to SSH. So we're going to go copy this thing again, but we're going to change it from level 31, level 30 to 31. And then we need to get the new password copied and right click it in there. Let's see. Okay, so level 31 is 47. All right, so it did what it was supposed to do. Change directory to the repo, ls, cat the readme, and it says file name key.txt, content may I come in, branch master. Okay, so we're going to read the file. You can't create a file with the content may I come in. So we're going to touch may, and then cat may. You can call it whatever you want, but maybe not call it may. And then let's see, touch may, cat may. No, I don't want a cat may. I want a vi may. And then I want to say I, and actually we could have just echoed this into the, but we're going to say may I come in, question mark, escape, colon WQ to get out of there. Hopefully that is correct. I don't think we need the quotation marks. We'll find out in a minute. Then use the, actually, let me look at the picture before I screw this up. Echo, cat, may I come in? Okay, so we should be fine. All right, so let's say git add this and then the name of your file. So mine was called May. And then I'm going to say git commit. So if you ever used GitHub, not GitHub, no, it is GitHub, to like as a file repository, and you're like trying to push your code from like Visual Code or something like that to GitHub, this is the things that you would do. So you're going to add it to the directory, and then you're going to commit it, and so that's where this comes from, in case you are wondering. So git commit and then the name of your file. So May, it says hey, it included inserted it, and hopefully your file is not called May because we're going to have a collision. All right, so then we're going to say git push origin master. Yes. Type the password for level 31, which is this 47 business here. Failed to push something. Let's see where I screwed up. Git push origin master could not create authenticity. So to add, this is overwire. You should see the password for level 32. All right, git may.
I created text file, but again, same thing though.
You got the same file? Yeah. Git push origin master. Let's see. Git commit. You know what I think it is? I think git commit -m may. Git push origin master.
Master rejected or something like that. Did you see that?
It says could not create directory home Bandit 31 SSH. Can't be established. Are you sure? Enter the password. Fail to push. Huh. Oh, maybe the file needs to be called key.txt. Let's try that. So what we're going to do is copy my file's called May into a file called key.txt. And then after I do that, I'm going to git add -f key.txt. And hopefully we do not have collisions. Let's say git commit -m key.txt. Git push origin master. Yes. Password. Well done. Here's the password to the next level.
Same problem. Failed to push references.
Oh, no, it says failed to push, but it shows you the password. Do you see the password in here?
Oh, you got the password.
Look, you were ready to solve another problem. All right, so then we're going to put this password for level 32 into our trusty notepad. And let me see if we need this. The goal of this, let's try something new. Get out of, okay, so we can exit. So exit, and then we're going to log into level 32. using our password that should be in our right click. Welcome to the uppercase shell. All right, try to get out of it. Type S or any commands, none of them are found. Type $0 to get out. ls -al to display everything that's in there, and we see that there's an upper shell file that's owned by Bandit level 33. So we're going to say, who am I? We are Bandit 33, and we are at level 33. So we can just go to the cat.c Bandit task file for Bandit level, because we were able to get into level 33. And you'll see that you can't tab in here because we're actually just out of the upper shell. So when you do that, it shows you the level 34. At this moment, level 34 does not exist. However, congratulations. Let's see if that's what it says over here. Wait, did we do level 32? Good luck. Oh, we just did 32, and then we got the password for 33.
Right.
But then where's level 33? Oh, it doesn't, 33 to 34 doesn't exist. Okay, so then I think we're done. Oh, it says review the README file. Okay, so we're gonna log in at level 34 with the password we just copied. So let's exit out of there and log on to level 33 and say open and put the password in that we just got, and then say ls and then cat readme. You should spell readme correctly. And it says, hey, there are no more levels. So, all right. But if you enjoyed this type of exercise, Over the Wire actually has several war games besides Bandit. There are actually like maybe, what's this, maybe 15, 10, somewhere between 10 and 15 levels. So they actually suggest that you play them in this particular order. Mm-hmm. So we might do some of these in the future. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, so any questions?
This one is really good.
Oh, good, thank you. All right, so if you happen to miss levels, or if you happen to, you know, you weren't sure what to do on a particular level, I would suggest that you go back. So we have now at this point, look, there's 11 through 20, and there's 21 through 34. Oh, and then we have 0 through 10. Okay, so you should be able to get all the Bandit levels on here, as well as the Wireshark that we did. So next week, I'm very excited. Jedi is taking over the Friday Night Labs. As you guys know, I will not be around. I may like log in just to make sure everybody gets in, but Latronda is going to make sure that everybody's good to go. So this is my happy dance.
Enjoy birthday week, Tanisha.
Thank you. Yes, I will enjoy turning 30 again.
Cool.
All right, guys. So I will catch you in the Slack if no one else has any more questions.